Hey guys, it's Jack here. I'm going to show you a little fix on your toilet and your camper that's going to save you a lot of money. You get this book from any RV dealer. It's a big thick parts book and it's very helpful. Prices in there are very expensive. This winter, this valve froze down here at the end and it busted that off. And when I hooked up the water this year, it leaked all over the floor, and I had to shut everything off, plug up the hose so that I could replace this part. Well, I went into the book, like I always do, and I looked up the part I need, and that's the one I need, not that one. There's two different types that they're using, it appears to be. And they wanted for the 20, what's that, 20, yeah, the 2431, which is the top one right here. They wanted $55.95, and I did verify that at the dealer, and that's what they were getting for them. I bought mine on Amazon, got it in 2 days, and paid like $29. So it saved a lot of money. It's not very difficult to put on, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. Okay, this is where the valve is located. As you can see there, I've already taken the hoses off. I had a plug that I could plug this up so I could use the water without this thing operating until I got the part in. That's the feed line to the commode. This is the feed line to the valve. What you need to do is there's a shield right here that snaps onto that. This has to come off, which is just real easy to take off. You'll see up here on the top, you'll see a couple spots, and on the bottom there's a spot where you push up on it and then you can pull it off. You have to remove these two screws, and the valve comes off. Of course, all this stuff here broke off of mine when it froze. And inside here, you can see where the part is that was up under here, and that spring mounts in here. So let me pull this thing off, and it's just real straightforward, and I'll be right back. Okay, now with the valve out of place, you can take this part off, set it aside, and this piece here you'll need later. So you keep this, because this is what holds the pedal assembly on. I'm going to take it outside and show you what the valve looks like. Here is the valve, the Brad one, that's broken. This spring goes in there. This cap used to screw on there. Well, what happened was last winter, I guess, when I blew the air, all the water out of the air lines, or out of the water line supply, I didn't clear this valve. I forgot to do that. And over the winter time, what water remained in there froze, expanded, and popped this off, ruining this valve. I won't do that again. Okay, as I told you earlier, that is the old valve. This is the new valve with all the with the parts that come with it. Are two screws to put it in place. Screws are a little different. Shouldn't make any difference though. So when I put this one on, I just reverse the process from taking this one off. It's very straightforward, and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, now the next thing you're going to want to do is take this part here, and it will mount on this part here, and the spring part will end up going over that. So that square peg there will fit in a round hole, and that fits in there like that. But before you put this in, you need to put it in here. And if you notice right there, there's a little squared off spot. What you want to do, this little squared off spot, it's got to match that. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. But when you pull that up and put that like that, that's the correct orientation. Then you can put this on like that, and then it holds in place. And then all the next thing you got to do is get your head in there and put the screws in. So let me do that because I can't do both, and I'll be right back. Okay, kind of got in a better position. Now I got to put my new valve on that. Okay, I'm back. Now what I've realized is if I put this on and put one screw in the hole to hold it in location, where you look at the back side of it, that spring part's going to go over that square peg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put this in position. The screw's going to pop out a little bit. That's going to give me a chance to put a little tension on it. And put the other one in place. I can screw them in, tighten them down. Well, I'm going to need two hands for that, because and what I'm using on that is just a regular nut driver, because it fits these bolts instead of a slot screwdriver. Then I have to hook up the supply lines, and we're good to go. So let me fasten that down, hook up the supply lines, which is real straightforward. You've got one that goes on a threaded, and you'll have a threaded collar here on this, and then you got the slip fitting that gets a band clamp, a band clamp on it, and then you're ready to go. Save yourself a lot of money. The thing doesn't take that long to put on and take off. I mean, it's very, very quick and easy. I mean, I'm doing it pretty quick, and I'm talking and using one hand. So let me get this thing buttoned up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I've got the valve mounted in place. I got the supply hoses on. I have the water turned on. We're all dry. Everything should work good. And just so you can see how this operates, see, that's what causes it to flush and let the water come in. So we're all good. Now all I got to do is just put back on this cap, and we're good to go. And that's just a snap-on situation. Okay, now all that's left to do is snap this cover on, and you're good to go. And it goes on one way. There we go. Hope it helps you. Have a good day.